The sea rages. Lightning splits the sky. On the cracked remains of a shattered battlefield, only two figures remain standing. Luffy and Blackbeard face each other, drenched in sweat and determination. Luffy looks calm, but his eyes are sharp with focus. "Blackbeard, it ends here," he says, his voice steady. A wild smirk spreads across Blackbeard's face. "Zehaha, you really think you can stop me?" He roars, raising his head to the stormy sky as if daring the heavens to prove them wrong. For a moment, their eyes lock, each sizing up the other. Then in an instant, Luffy makes his move. A quick bass drop sound. Luffy vanishes, appearing as nothing more than a streak of red in the turmoil. Blackbeard reacts quickly, raising his arm just in time to intercept. Darkness swirls around his fist like smoke given form. As Luffy disappears, reappearing behind Blackbeard, the two clash and a short but powerful shockwave blasts outward, throwing debris into the air. But the dust barely settles before the two are at it again. Sparks of haki crackle between their attacks, each blow forcing the other back. In a stylish slow-mo, Blackbeard grabs Luffy's arm, pulling him close. A twisted grin spreads across his face. "Gotcha!" he growls. He slams a quake-infused punch into the ground. The entire island trembles as a shockwave radiates outward. The camera shakes violently, mirroring the impact. In a fluid tracking shot, Luffy flips back, twisting in midair to face forward again. His eyes blaze with determination. With a yell, he activates his devil fruit power. "Gear forth! Bound man!" he shouts. Steam erupts around him as his muscles bulge, his fists enlarge, coated in glowing black and red haki. With a mighty roar, Luffy launches himself forward. "Gomu Gomu no! Kong gun!" he thunders. Another explosive shockwave blasts outward, forcing the camera to zoom out to show the full extent of its power. Blackbeard is blasted into the surrounding rock walls. A dust storm engulfs the screen, kicking up debris into a frenzy. As the dust begins to settle, we see Blackbeard emerge from the smoke, dusting himself off with a slight crack in his knuckles. "Zehaha!" he laughs, eyes gleaming with excitement. "Not bad, but try this," he yells. With a stomp, Blackbeard unleashes a quake attack. Ring-shaped shockwaves race across the ground towards Luffy, splitting it in massive cracks. But Luffy uses the terrain to his advantage, launching himself between the collapsing bits of land. He slingshots himself downward, delivering a spinning kick aimed at Blackbeard's guard. The boom sound echoes as the camera whips around to follow the movement. As Blackbeard reels back, Luffy presses his attack, unleashing a rapid flurry of punches. Each blow lands with the force of a cannon shot, shaking the very foundations of the island. Despite the relentless assault, Blackbeard manages to block most of the incoming blows. But under the sheer volume of Luffy's attacks, his defense begins to crack. And then it happens. In a cinematic pause, Luffy's fist connects clean. The impact sends shockwaves rippling out, knocking Blackbeard's signature top hat from his head. Catching his breath, Luffy stands over the fallen Blackbeard, his own breathing heavy. "I'll finish this, now," he says, his voice steady despite the exertion. Blackbeard looks up, his expression grim. "Then try," he yells, summoning the last of his strength for one final stand. And so the fight continues, neither fighter giving an inch until finally, with an earth-shattering roar, Luffy delivers his ultimate attack. A deep bass rumble sound effect. Blackbeard's dark vortex spins like a black hole, pulling debris toward it. But even as all hope seems lost, Luffy finds a way. Planting his feet firmly on the ground, he braces himself, his arms trembling with the effort as he gathers every ounce of strength within him. "Gomu Gomu no! King Kong gun!" he screams, unleashing a final burst of energy. The world slows to a near halt. In a super slow motion, the final clash plays out. Luffy's red haki blasts into Blackbeard's quake shield. The force is too great. The shield, made of pure darkness, cracks and crumbles like glass. Behind the blinding flash and wave distortion effect, Blackbeard is launched into the horizon, his body flying away like a rag doll. And then there is silence. The dust begins to settle, revealing Luffy on one knee, breathing hard. Steam fades from his body, leaving him drenched in sweat. Slowly, Luffy looks up, taking in the quiet surroundings. A soft smile touches his lips. "Let's keep moving," he murmurs. "The journey's not over." As the camera pans out, we see Luffy become a small figure against the vast ocean, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The gentle sunlight breaks through the clouds, casting a warm glow over the tranquil sea. And so their journey continues, forever bound by the ties of friendship, loyalty, and dreams that carried them across the Grand Line.